was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's facts. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall.
Hello and welcome, my name is Reese and today I'm going to be speaking to you about one of our channel partners, BITDEFENDER. Forever Sports is proudly supported by BITDEFENDER, one of the global leaders in cybersecurity. Stay safe with the most consistently top-rated antivirus of the last 10 years and counting. To protect yourself from cyber attacks, protect your browsing and personal information, and so much more, get BITDEFENDER. With BITDEFENDER's premium VPN, digital privacy and freedom is as easy as flicking on a light switch. Bank, stream, and download without exposing a single byte of personal information. Unblock your favorite streaming sites and get access to content that you want to watch on up to 10 devices today. Effective, invisible, and amazingly affordable. Use the link in the description to get started.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's facts. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall.
Hello everyone and welcome to Forever Sports. As one of the leading channels in the world providing free coverage of all of your favourite sports, we are asking for your support. Everything that we create at Forever Sports is available for free and always will be. To help us continue delivering high quality content, as well as expanding our coverage, we are asking you to consider supporting the channel by becoming a channel member. As part of the Forever Sports Members Club, you will gain access to select perks, such as exclusive stickers and emojis to use during our watch-alongs and live streams. You will also gain early access to premium content, as well as have your name listed on the channel under channel members. We strive to deliver quality content that is unmatched by other channels, and are always looking to take things up another level. And our members give us the chance to do this. It is thanks to our members and other support that we get from our fans that we are able to deliver campaigns such as the France 2023 on the ground coverage. So if you would like to continue supporting the channel and the free coverage that it provides, be sure to check the link in the description to become a channel member now.
Breaking news on Adrian Newey, a pivotal figure in Formula One, set to leave Red Bull Racing in 2025. Red Bull have confirmed that the legendary designer will depart in the first quarter of the year. Sky Sports News understands that Newey will not be required to serve a gardening leave. Thus, he will be free to join another Formula One team immediately to assist in their 2026 car design. Adrian Newey has been instrumental in Red Bull's dominance in Formula One, contributing to all their world titles since joining the team in 2006. His designs have led Red Bull to an impressive 13 world titles. Christian Horner, team principal, has described Newey as a true legend of the sport. His departure marks the end of an era for Red Bull, reflecting on a career that reshaped modern Formula One. As Newey prepares to exit, Red Bull is evolving its technical operations. The team is reportedly not completely reliant on Newey, ensuring a smooth transition and continued success. Speculations suggest Ferrari might be his next destination, especially with Lewis Hamilton joining them in 2025. This potential move could significantly impact both teams' futures. As we await Adrian Newey's next chapter, his legacy at Red Bull will undoubtedly influence the team for years to come. His vision and brilliance have been pivotal in their success. Stay tuned by liking the video and subscribing to the channel as we continue to follow this significant transition within Formula One. Adrian Newey's journey from a dream to a legendary career at Red Bull has been nothing short of inspirational.
Hello and welcome, my name is Reese and today I'm going to be speaking to you about one of our channel partners, BITDEFENDER. Forever Sports is proudly supported by BITDEFENDER, one of the global leaders in cybersecurity. Stay safe with the most consistently top-rated antivirus of the last 10 years and counting. To protect yourself from cyber attacks, protect your browsing and personal information, and so much more, get BITDEFENDER. With BITDEFENDER's premium VPN, digital privacy and freedom is as easy as flicking on a light switch. Bank, stream, and download without exposing a single byte of personal information. Unblock your favorite streaming sites and get access to content that you want to watch on up to 10 devices today. Effective, invisible, and amazingly affordable. Use the link in the description to get started.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap. I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks. Listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast. Don't remember life before you, that's fast. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
Hello and welcome, my name is Reese and today I'm going to be speaking to you about one of our channel partners, BITDEFENDER. Forever Sports is proudly supported by BITDEFENDER, one of the global leaders in cybersecurity. Stay safe with the most consistently top-rated antivirus of the last 10 years and counting. To protect yourself from cyber attacks, protect your browsing and personal information, and so much more, get BITDEFENDER. With BITDEFENDER's premium VPN, digital privacy and freedom is as easy as flicking on a light switch. Bank, stream, and download without exposing a single byte of personal information. Unblock your favorite streaming sites and get access to content that you want to watch on up to 10 devices today. Effective, invisible, and amazingly affordable. Use the link in the description to get started.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap. I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks. Listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast. Don't remember life before you, that's fast. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
Hello everyone and welcome to Forever Sports. As one of the leading channels in the world providing free coverage of all of your favorite sports, we are asking for your support. Everything that we create at Forever Sports is available for free and always will be. To help us continue delivering high quality content, as well as expanding our coverage, we are asking you to consider supporting the channel by becoming a channel member. As part of the Forever Sports Members Club, you will gain access to select perks, such as exclusive stickers and emojis to use during our watch-alongs and live streams. You will also gain early access to premium content, as well as have your name listed on the channel under channel members. We strive to deliver quality content that is unmatched by other channels, and are always looking to take things up another level. And our members give us the chance to do this. It is thanks to our members and other support that we get from our fans that we are able to deliver campaigns such as the France 2023 on the ground coverage. So if you would like to continue supporting the channel and the free coverage that it provides, be sure to check the link in the description to become a channel member now.
Breaking news on Adrian Newey, a pivotal figure in Formula One, set to leave Red Bull Racing in 2025. Red Bull have confirmed that the legendary designer will depart in the first quarter of the year. Sky Sports News understands that Newey will not be required to serve a gardening leave. Thus, he will be free to join another Formula One team immediately to assist in their 2026 car design. Adrian Newey has been instrumental in Red Bull's dominance in Formula One, contributing to all their world titles since joining the team in 2006. His designs have led Red Bull to an impressive 13 world titles. Christian Horner, team principal, has described Newey as a true legend of the sport. His departure marks the end of an era for Red Bull, reflecting on a career that reshaped modern Formula One. As Newey prepares to exit, Red Bull is evolving its technical operations. The team is reportedly not completely reliant on Newey, ensuring a smooth transition and continued success. Speculation suggests Ferrari might be his next destination, especially with Lewis Hamilton joining them in 2025. This potential move could significantly impact both teams' futures. As we await Adrian Newey's next chapter, his legacy at Red Bull will undoubtedly influence the team for years to come. His vision and brilliance have been pivotal in their success. Stay tuned by liking the video and subscribing to the channel as we continue to follow this significant transition within Formula One. Adrian Newey's journey from a dream to a legendary career at Red Bull has been nothing short of inspirational.
Hello and welcome, my name is Reese and today I'm going to be speaking to you about one of our channel partners, BITDEFENDER. Forever Sports is proudly supported by BITDEFENDER, one of the global leaders in cybersecurity. Stay safe with the most consistently top-rated antivirus of the last 10 years and counting. To protect yourself from cyber attacks, protect your browsing and personal information, and so much more, get BITDEFENDER. With BITDEFENDER's premium VPN, digital privacy and freedom is as easy as flicking on a light switch. Bank, stream, and download without exposing a single byte of personal information. Unblock your favorite streaming sites and get access to content that you want to watch on up to 10 devices today. Effective, invisible, and amazingly affordable. Use the link in the description to get started.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap. I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks. Listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast. Don't remember life before you, that's fast. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall.
Hello and welcome, my name is Reese and today I'm going to be speaking to you about one of our channel partners, BITDEFENDER. Forever Sports is proudly supported by BITDEFENDER, one of the global leaders in cybersecurity. Stay safe with the most consistently top-rated antivirus of the last 10 years and counting. To protect yourself from cyber attacks, protect your browsing and personal information, and so much more, get BITDEFENDER. With BITDEFENDER's premium VPN, digital privacy and freedom is as easy as flicking on a light switch. Bank, stream, and download without exposing a single byte of personal information. Unblock your favorite streaming sites and get access to content that you want to watch on up to 10 devices today. Effective, invisible, and amazingly affordable. Use the link in the description to get started.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall. Sipping here, praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's facts. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall.
Hello everyone and welcome to Forever Sports. As one of the leading channels in the world providing free coverage of all of your favourite sports, we are asking for your support. Everything that we create at Forever Sports is available for free and always will be. To help us continue delivering high quality content, as well as expanding our coverage, we are asking you to consider supporting the channel by becoming a channel member. As part of the Forever Sports Members Club, you will gain access to select perks, such as exclusive stickers and emojis to use during our watch-alongs and live streams. You will also gain early access to premium content, as well as have your name listed on the channel under channel members. We strive to deliver quality content that is unmatched by other channels, and are always looking to take things up another level. And our members give us the chance to do this. It is thanks to our members and other support that we get from our fans that we are able to deliver campaigns such as the France 2023 on the ground coverage. So if you would like to continue supporting the channel and the free coverage that it provides, be sure to check the link in the description to become a channel member now.
Breaking news on Adrian Newey, a pivotal figure in Formula One, set to leave Red Bull Racing in 2025. Red Bull have confirmed that the legendary designer will depart in the first quarter of the year. Sky Sports News understands that Newey will not be required to serve a gardening leave. Thus, he will be free to join another Formula One team immediately to assist in their 2026 car design. Adrian Newey has been instrumental in Red Bull's dominance in Formula One. contributing to all their world titles since joining the team in 2006. His designs have led Red Bull to an impressive 13 world titles. Christian Horner, team principal, has described Newey as a true legend of the sport. His departure marks the end of an era for Red Bull, reflecting on a career that reshaped modern Formula One. As Newey prepares to exit, Red Bull is evolving its technical operations. The team is reportedly not completely reliant on Newey, ensuring a smooth transition and continued success. Speculations suggest Ferrari might be his next destination, especially with Lewis Hamilton joining them in 2025. This potential move could significantly impact both teams' futures. As we await Adrian Newey's next chapter, his legacy at Red Bull will undoubtedly influence the team for years to come. His vision and brilliance have been pivotal in their success. Stay tuned by liking the video and subscribing to the channel as we continue to follow this significant transition within Formula One. Adrian Newey's journey from a dream to a legendary career at Red Bull has been nothing short of inspirational.
Hello and welcome, my name is Reese and today I'm going to be speaking to you about one of our channel partners, BITDEFENDER. Forever Motorsports is proudly supported by BITDEFENDER, one of the global leaders in cybersecurity. Stay safe with the most consistently top-rated antivirus of the last 10 years and counting. To protect yourself from cyber attacks, protect your browsing and personal information, and so much more, get BITDEFENDER. With BITDEFENDER's premium VPN, digital privacy and freedom is as easy as flicking on a light switch. Bank, stream, and download without exposing a single byte of personal information. Unblock your favorite streaming sites and get access to content that you want to watch on up to 10 devices today. Effective, invisible, and amazingly affordable. Use the link in the description to get started.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap. I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks. Listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast. Don't remember life before you, that's facts. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
Hello and welcome, my name is Reese and today I'm going to be speaking to you about one of our channel partners, BITDEFENDER. Forever Sports is proudly supported by BITDEFENDER, one of the global leaders in cybersecurity. Stay safe with the most consistently top-rated antivirus of the last 10 years and counting. To protect yourself from cyber attacks, protect your browsing and personal information, and so much more, get BITDEFENDER. With BITDEFENDER's premium VPN, digital privacy and freedom is as easy as flicking on a light switch. Bank, stream, and download without exposing a single byte of personal information. Unblock your favorite streaming sites and get access to content that you want to watch on up to 10 devices today. Effective, invisible, and amazingly affordable. Use the link in the description to get started.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Motorsports. You're joined by myself, Mark, for the Sprint qualifying here in Miami. It is round 6, I believe, of the 2024 season. And of course, yeah, we are in the first race of the American calendar. There are 3, of course. We do this one first, then we have the Circuit of the Americas, and lastly, and added to the calendar last year, and for a second round this year, we will do Las Vegas much later on in this season. But first, we are here in the money capital of America, where we do see all those yachts and otherwise in Miami, of course. Very, very beautiful parts there. And we are in the Hard Rock Cafe Stadium, which is where all of the drivers and the teams are pretty much set up for the weekend, which is, of course, very different to most of the other tracks throughout the entire season. So it's certainly a unique experience. And again, yeah, we're looking forward to some great Formula One racing here in Florida. So Max Verstappen, Piastri, and Sainz were your 3 quickest drivers from practice 1, the only practice session for this weekend, as a result of it being a sprint qualifying or sprint weekend. So we've got sprint qualifying now, then tomorrow we'll have the sprint race, followed by qualifying itself for the main race, which will then be on Sunday, of course. And yeah, Reese will be taking you through the sprint race tomorrow. I'm doing the sprint qualifying, and then I will be doing the qualifying session tomorrow evening as well. And then both of us, hopefully, will be doing the race on Sunday. So it's going to be an action-packed weekend here in Miami and on Forever Motorsports. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you stay up to date with all of that. And of course, like this video right now if you guys have just joined us. And if you have also just joined me, be sure to drop a comment down below as to where you're watching from, who you're joining with, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are about this weekend so far, what's happened in practice 1. Of course, we saw that Leclerc incident, very, very interesting one there. Bit bizarre, but of course he'll certainly put that in the past now, and we'll move into sprint qualifying, and hopefully he won't be too much at a disadvantage as a result of that. We'll have to see how he fares there. So yeah, of course, be sure to go check out the description of the video as well to go and see our channel partner BITDEFENDER for all your cybersecurity needs and for award-winning cybersecurity. Be sure to go and click the link in the description to go and get that. BITDEFENDER, of course, you can get a discount as well with that affiliate code that we have there. And yeah, you can protect all your devices and all your other electronic means, as you do need to do in this modern day and age. And also, if you guys are looking for a way to watch Formula One, be sure to go and check the description as well and see the ExpressVPN links there and some instructions on how you can watch Formula One for free and completely legally. So yes, be sure to go and check that out in the description below. I see a few more people joining us here. Great to see you guys all joining in here. We've got Cora here as per usual, Yanni JM saying hello, and we've got Cliff here watching from South Africa. Great to have you here as well. Going to some of the earlier comments, just saying, come on Norris for the Brits, come on Norris. Let's see if Norris will do. Lots of support for Norris there in the comment section there as well. And Yeah, well, I'm keen to know you guys' predictions for the weekend. Of course, you can go and participate in our poll, which I believe we have running. Do we have a poll? I actually don't see one, funny enough. If we don't have a poll, we might need to put a poll up. But yes, be sure to go and tell me in the comments at least how you're going to predict the sprint qualifying session, which is about to get going. Now, just explaining one more time exactly as to what the sprint qualifying is. Sprint qualifying is basically qualifying, but shorter, and for the sprint race itself, of course. So instead of having an 18-minute, a 15-minute, and a 12-minute session, as we normally have in qualifying, we have a 12-minute, a 10-minute, and an 8-minute session. So much shorter sessions, much smaller margin for error as well from all the drivers and from the teams. A single crash or a single thing that happens out on track will pretty much ruin a lot of people's qualifying, which is why you often see in sprint qualifying very, very big names drop out early on in the very first session. We see many celebrities here as well in Miami this weekend. I've just seen Ed Sheeran on the screen there. He's in one of the garages for this weekend. We've also seen Tommy Hilfiger himself. He's also been there, Kendall Jenner, and all these other various celebrities. And of course, that is what the American races tend to bring far more than most. The only other one that seems to compete to a similar sort of standard is that of Monaco. But lots and lots of big names and celebrities and all these famous people from all various industries in the world tend to make their way to Formula One at some point during the season, and mainly in the American races, this of course being the first American one, so we have seen quite a few so far already. Now, a lot of focus has been on McLaren for this weekend, bringing lots of major upgrades to their car. Basically, I don't think there's really been a component of this car, with the exception of the engine, that has been left alone, because they've really edited a lot. The front wing, the inlets, the side pods, the floor, the rear, I mean, everything has been a little bit adjusted, and not just for this track, not just track specific, but indeed a proper big upgrade package that McLaren has brought to this weekend. So they are really trying to unleash it. We saw Piastri finish second fastest in practice earlier, not by a long way either. So lots of heads turning towards the orange machine, or the papaya machine as it's called now, to see if they can compete with the Red Bulls this weekend. And I'm very keen to see if they can indeed. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri will be challenging and trying to put their best foot forward here in this sprint qualifying session. That gets going in just under about 8 minutes. Yes, more of you are watching here. Of course, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Like this video right now. Please like this video as many times as you possibly can. Go to your different accounts, invite your friends, your neighbors, whoever's. Like the video. We can get a few more people onto the channel, a few more people commenting and adding some chat here as well, so that we can get an even better show for all of you at home as well. Of course, we do now have that poll up, as I did say. I think we were going to try and get it up. Who do you think will qualify first for the sprint? We've got Verstappen, Piastri, Sainz, and Alonso as your options. If you guys have a different name in mind, be sure to go and comment it down below in the chat section as well. I'm going to quickly vote. Funny enough, I'm going to go for the person that's on my shirt, Max Verstappen, because he is just a different level at the moment. But the problem is how much longer is he going to be at that different level? Of course, there's been massive news this week, and I'm sure a lot of people have been discussing it throughout the week, and Reese discussed it a little bit earlier, I'm sure, as well in the session. That of Adrian Newey in the Red Bull team. He will be leaving Red Bull. He will be leaving in the first quarter of 2025. It's yet to be known as to whether he's going to have gardening leave or not, if anybody is confused by that term. Bit of a new term that's doing the rounds in the world, and in the football terms, it's becoming quite popular as well. It basically means it's the period in which you cannot work in the same industry until such time as the team that you've left basically feel that you're not going to have gained too much of an advantage for one of their competitors. So it's yet to be known as to whether or not Adrian Newey is going to be given gardening leave, or been told to do gardening leave to stay away from other Formula One teams for a specific period of time. But at minimum, he will be at Red Bull until the 2025 season starts. As it basically begins, he will be leaving the team after so many years there and getting that car and the whole team up to scratch. Red Bull aren't too concerned, of course, though, because apparently Adrian Newey hasn't actually been all that involved in the Red Bull design for the last couple of seasons. But the original concept for this car, which of course gets replaced in 2026, was pretty much Adrian Newey's whole idea. So To be fair, a lot of their credit has to go to Adrian Newey's incredible design work there, and he'll be leaving. So where's he going? That's another big question. Lots of talk about Ferrari, maybe Aston Martin, maybe McLaren decide to go and make an offer. We'll see how they do. A lot of people in the comments here joining. Great to see a clip saying Ferrari and the smooth operator of Carlos Sainz will be topping of the charts here in the sprint qualifying. We've got Adventurous Nomad saying it's a Ferrari weekend, hoping that Ferrari will do quite well here. Noel Portita, as usual, joining us from Johannesburg. And Kanya just saying, when is it starting? It'll get going in just under 5 minutes time. You do see in the top left of your screens, you'll see a little timing thing. It says 12 minutes. The moment we start the session, that will start counting down to 0, of course, for the first sprint qualifying session. So you can follow the time there nice and easily. We also got for you in these timing boards today Sector 1, Sector 2, and Sector 3's time. So you can actually go and compare how everybody's doing in each of the sectors, and therefore see which teams and which drivers are tending to find which sectors a little bit better for themselves around the track. Of course, Red Bull tends to always do better in the last couple of sectors of the track. The first sector, not necessarily the quickest. Not that they're slow in it, but they tend to speed up as the track goes along in most of the races. So you'll probably tend to see the same sort of thing from Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez this time around. Now, Logan Sargent, of course, is at home in Miami. It is a home race for the American. But the big question is how much longer will he be in that seat? Right now, very much under pressure. He's really not been performing all that much in that Williams car, which is not as good as it was last season, but we still expect a little bit more, as we have seen from Alex Albon. Logan Sargent still right at the back of the pack. And how much longer is he going to be in that seat? It's a good question, and a big talking point, because he is an American, and there's a huge American audience now, and a big push to have an American audience, and etc., is that they sort of need an American driver to be their poster boy. Problem is, their poster boy is useless. So what happens then? Big questions to ask. But of course, we've got other big teams there that I'm sure the Americans will be supporting. So we are here in Miami for the Miami Grand Prix for 2024. So this is the first one that we've left that side of the world, the east, round 6. And the sprint weekend is in for a good show here. Looking at the track, we've got a track distance of 5.4 kilometers, full throttle spent at 59%, and a track lap record of 1 minute 26.8 by Max Verstappen. Top speed, 348 kilometers an hour is reached here. There are 19 turns and near no elevation on the track, only 3.53 meters. And that's because it is all built in a car park. Very American, isn't it? Built in the car park here of the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. So, sprint qualifying coming up right now. Everybody's joining us. Everybody's getting ready to watch. We've got 12 minutes of action for sprint qualifying 1. Then we'll have sprint qualifying 2 and 3. Obviously, 2 minutes shorter each time. 12 minutes to 10 minutes to 8 minutes. We saw some mad things happen in the previous sprint race. We saw some really, really interesting results happen in that race. Let's see what happens this time round. The crowds are here in their numbers. Fair play to all of the Americans in Miami. They have come out in their droves here to support Formula One, and many Ferrari fans, and also a lot of Aston Martin fans. I've seen the Aston Martin crew really expand across the Formula One world, across the world in terms of all the various locations. Lots of Aston Martin fans, which is really great to see, because they're a fairly new team out of the lot, and they do have a big support basis already. So hats off to Mr. Stroll, not his son, of course, for getting that team turned around and really challenging in this sport as well. So the tyres that are mandatory in the sprint qualifying, quite interesting, are medium tyres for SQ1 and for SQ2, and then only soft tyres for SQ3. So that is the mandatory regulations for this season in 2024, that they have to have medium tyres running in Q1, well, SQ1 and SQ2, and then soft tyres in SQ3. Qualifying is still back to normal, soft tyres and all of those. You can use whatever tyres in those sessions. But in the sprint qualifying, you have to use mediums for the first 2 sessions. The last session, then you're allowed to take out those soft tyres. It does add a little bit of a different dynamic, because some teams tend to be a lot quicker on the soft and a little bit slower on the mediums. So you do tend to see a little bit of a different result from sprint qualifying versus actual qualifying. So yeah, we'll have a good look at this. Also, let me know in the comments which is your favorite livery for this weekend. We've seen a couple of very, very interesting ones. Ferrari were, of course, teasing their blue livery for ages and ages and ages, and left everybody rather disappointed, and me certainly bitterly disappointed, because they were hoping they'd really go all out. But, you know, I sort of knew they would never really let go of the red, but there were still hopes that maybe they would. They didn't, and it was a bit disappointing. And as a result of all that teasing, everybody was pretty upset with them. However, a team came out of nowhere, dropped their car. That was VCarb, as they're now asking to be known as, not RB Racing, but VCarb. So they, of course, Daniel Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda being the drivers of it, just in case you're forgetting which team that is still. They've released a brilliant livery for this weekend, properly stunning. It is awesome on track as well as in pictures, and I cannot wait to see it go around, as we have now the beginning of SQ1. And going straight down the pit lane is that Ferrari special livery. A lot of blue on it, that light baby blue around the red. Really doesn't suit the red and the baby blue. It sort of looks a little bit odd. It looks like an energy drink almost. But yes, Charles Leclerc has made his way out. Fantastic to see him back out on track. Of course, he's gone out early, one imagines, because of the issues he had in practice one. Very bizarre situation there for himself. Couldn't turn that car around. And yeah, so he's gone around very early to try and maybe get a little bit of practice before he does his lap. He doesn't exactly have a lot of time, just 11 minutes left already, but he's the only one on track, and that sort of makes sense to me. Yes, Lindy Ware saying, hello everybody. Well, hello Lindy Ware, hello. Radesh saying, did it start? It has just started, indeed. Cora saying, the person who designed the Miami and numbers post on Instagram must have been smoking something because it is so confusing. Well, I haven't quite seen that, but I'm very keen to see it because I'm interested to know what on earth you're talking about. Lindy, we're just summarizing exactly what I just said. V-Carb's car, nice. Ferrari, not so great. So hopefully that's not going to be an indication of the results for this weekend, as we now have a lot of cars heading out onto track, including that of the Aston Martins and the Kick Saubers as well. Fernando Alonso in his Aston Martin has made his way out. Now, he was quite slow in practice earlier. One imagines he was doing a lot of race runs rather than qualifying attempts or qualifying runs. So I'm hoping to see him much further up in the pack today as well. Landivia again in the comments just saying Ferrari red is a dominant color. There are very, very few colors that particular shade of red could complement. Well, it's exactly why I said they should have just ditched the red for one weekend. It's Ferrari. Nobody would have cared. They genuinely wouldn't have cared. Ferrari's got such a big brand, they don't need to bother. They don't need to worry that you can just keep it as is. It's really not a problem. So let's see. Leclerc has started a hot lap for himself as he goes straight past the Red Bull coming out of the pits there as well, and luckily getting out of his way. So just under 10 minutes to go already in this SQ1 session. We're following Charles Leclerc going through Sector 1 in his Ferrari, of course, having those issues in Practice 1. Let's see if he's got himself in the right space of mind to get a very, very quick lap around. Oh, he has a little bit of a spin out, and he's going to give up on that lap already because he's gone a little wide in Sector 1. So unfortunately for him, he's going to give up on that lap. I think he's going slow. Is he going slow? Yeah, he is going slow. So yeah, he's given up on that lap, unfortunately for Charles Leclerc. As I say, he's just gone, as he comes through those windy turns there, a little bit like Maggots and Beckett's, but like a much smaller section of it. He just catches the curb a little bit too much. The rear tires lose their grip. They go out a little bit too much, and unfortunately, he has to give up on this lap already. So a terrible start for Charles Leclerc already, and he doesn't exactly have a lot of time to make up for the session. I don't know how much fuel he's got in the car. We'll have to watch and see. So now we've got Fernando Alonso, the Spaniard, previous Ferrari driver, now in the Aston Martin, making his start on this SQ1 session, and he's going into Sector 1. Let's see if he can brave it and do it better than Charles Leclerc into that little corner as we follow and go straight past that V-Carb car, which looks incredible on the track, by the way. It really does look incredible. Absolutely love the look of it. Alonso now coming to that Sector 1 time. Let's see what he can do. Brilliant turns there, really controlling the car very nicely. And Sector 1, 29.674. He puts that in there for everyone to see. Leonardo is joining us. Hello there. Great to see you here. Vadesha supporting Mercedes. Again, go Merc. Sainz has got a 30.34 in Sector 1. So not too bad for himself as he's completing up his lap as well, following Fernando Alonso, not too far behind him. Fernando Alonso, of course, we're still on board with him on those medium tires, of course, which are mandatory for the session, is going into the end of Sector 2 here, to that tricky section underneath the bridges and all that, and eventually gets going. And now a purple sector for Sector 2 for Fernando Alonso. He looks into his rearview mirror there. I think he might have thought he might have taken a little bit of damage maybe I don't think he did. I don't think he hit the wall. I think he got very close to it, though. As he comes towards the end of Sector 3, there's a little bit of traffic that he has to deal with. Hopefully they get out of the way as Lance Stroll goes over on a 128.9, so he's quickest so far. But what will his teammate Fernando Alonso do as he crosses the line now with a 129.0, slower than Lance Stroll? So Lance Stroll is still quickest out on track, but Carlos Sainz is also following Fernando Alonso very closely, and here he comes into the final couple of turns. He's also going to be quite a bit slower. It's 4th place for him, only 29.7 for him, still under the 130s, but not very quick at all. Lando Norris, he's going to be the one that I really want to watch in that McLaren, which has got so many more upgrades this weekend, and everybody's very, very keen to see what he can do as he approaches the finish line right now, and he puts in a time of a 129.1. It's still slower than the Aston Martins, both Aston Martins 1 and 2. Everybody else, not so much yet, but we're still waiting for the Red Bulls as Sergio Perez goes over the line at 128.681. First place for himself so far. Max Verstappen, though, set to purple sector in Sector 2 as he's going around 9. He's finishing up Sector 3. Let's see where he goes. Oscar Piastri also going quite quickly, but Lewis Hamilton has set a purple sector in Sector 1. Meanwhile, Max Verstappen's going to come across the line quicker than Sergio Perez. He goes over in a 128.601. 0.08 seconds quicker than his teammates, so really quite impressive there. As Oscar Piastri then also splits the two of them in between in second place in his McLaren. He's been having a great weekend so far, of course, still the first day, but Lewis Hamilton's got to have to deal with a little bit of traffic. Hopefully they get out the way. They do very well to get out the way. It's an Aston Martin, and Lewis Hamilton, unfortunately, has lost a lot of time in Sector 2 that he had made up in Sector 1. Purple sector in Sector 1, green only in Sector 2 by 0.4 seconds, so one imagines he must have had a little bit of a mistake that he did that would have caused him to lose that much time, as we've only got 6 minutes left of the session. We're already halfway through the session, ladies and gentlemen, for SQ1. So, yeah, really can't afford to make too many mistakes here. The drivers, quite a few without times as well. But Hamilton now finishes up a lap for himself, a 129.0. So it's good enough for 5th place. Slower than Stroll, quicker than Alonso. His teammate Russell, though, is finishing up a lap for himself as he's going around the final sector. Let's see where he ends up. He seems to be going quicker than Lewis Hamilton. Let's see. A 128. Yes, he does go quicker than Hamilton. A 128.986. Just quicker than Hamilton. He puts himself in 5th. So, right now, we have Max Verstappen in 1st. Piastri 2nd. Perez in 3rd. Lance Stroll in 4th. Russell and Hamilton in those Mercedes. Only now 6th and 7th. As Tsunoda in his V-Carb car comes across in 4th place. Not a bad time for him at all, as Logan Sargent now, the homeboy in the Williams car, comes across the line, only good enough for 15th. He kicks a couple of drivers into the elimination zone, but not really going to stay there for too much. 129.5 for himself, not anywhere near quick enough to get into the next session. So let's see how these guys do on their final lap, because they've already only got time for one more lap. Watching a replay of Fernando Alonso, seeing, yes, he did clip that wall. I thought he did. He did clip that wall. I did think so, and he did. Just very, very, very slightly clipped that wall. Very, very, very slightly just nudged it. Literally. Just a bit of nudging on the right-hand rear tire. So, yeah, and watching a replay here of Kevin Magnussen. Does he get held up by traffic? I think he does quite badly by what it seems a Kick Sauber. Yes, Kick Sauber getting completely in the way. Yes, he was quite badly in the way. The problem is with the section of the track just at the end of Sector 2. It is a very, very tight sector. It's very, very difficult to get out of the way of cars because it's near impossible. Well, we are now on board, I think, with a Ferrari of Carlos Sainz, who's going again. He's in 18th position, really, really slow for himself. So let's see where he finishes up now. As he's finishing up this lap, he's got greens in Sector 1 and Sector 2. So does Leclerc in Sector 1 at least. Comes around the final corner here. Does Carlos Sainz now going onto the start-finish straight? What times are you going to put in? As 125, 126, 127. This looks like it could be quite quick for Carlos Sainz, and it does go quite quickly into 4th position, just behind the Red Bulls and Oscar Piastri. He goes into 4th position, ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. Now we're on board with his teammate, Charles Leclerc. And let's see where he ends up after making a little bit of a mess up on his original lap. He has put himself into 11th right now, but still needs to go a lot quicker than that. We all know that, as he's got DRS wide open and reaches 136 kilometers an hour down that back straight, and now comes around that final tight corner before hitting the accelerator again. Let's see how close he can get to Max Verstappen's time. I think this will be quicker than Carlos Sainz, but only just as he crosses the line now in 3rd position indeed. So good enough for 3rd. It's quicker than Sainz and Perez, but slower than Piastri and Verstappen. Just over 3 minutes left of this session. So, of course, if you guys are joining me, welcome to the stream, Forever Motorsports. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new, and if you have not already done so, like the video as well. Please hit that like button, and let me know in the comments what you think so far, as we've got only about 2 minutes and 40 seconds left of this session. Currently in the elimination zone, we've got Alex Albon, Nico Hülkenberg, Logan Sargent, Valtteri Bottas, and Daniel Ricciardo in that V-Carb car. Daniel Ricciardo, we know, can definitely go around a lot quicker, as Yuki Tsunoda has gone into 6th position in his V-Carb, which looks stunning for this weekend as well, as I might just add one more time, because that car really does just look absolutely incredible. Ocon right now is the driver at risk. Kevin Magnussen, Zhou, and Gasly also probably not so safe. Lando Norris a little bit slow down there in 11th, as well as Fernando Alonso in 10th. Hopefully they'll be a little bit quicker. Looking to get into the 128s is what most drivers need to be doing. The low 128s would certainly secure you a very high position here. As Liam Lawson watches on the V-Carbs out on track, of course, maybe licking his lips to see if he can take a position soon. Oscar Piastri, oh my word, almost colliding with a kick Sauber there. If that's not a penalty, then I don't know what is, he says. My word, it is terrible. He's on a fast lap. He goes into the inside, and the kick Sauber almost crashes into him. My word. And it's ridiculously close. Is that Zhou Guan Yu, or is this Valtteri Bottas? Just turns in, no using his mirrors at all. Bottas just saying that's too late, man. I had no idea. So not being told by his engineer that somebody was coming up from behind him, but surely uses his rear view mirrors there. My word, almost collides completely with the McLaren there. Could have been a disaster in sprint qualifying here. I think that's definitely going to be a penalty. It's going to be a big penalty, I reckon, as well, unfortunately for Valtteri Bottas. It was almost a big incident there. Luckily, just reacted at the last second there, but complete stuff up there from the Kick Sauber team. So, Valtteri Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo, as I did say, can go around a lot quicker in his V-Carb car, considering Yuki Tsunoda's up there in 7th position. So, let's see how he fares going here in Sector 1. He's slower than Magnussen, so he's going to need to see this. FIA stewards have noted that incident that I've just talked about will be investigated after this session. So, let's see if anything will come of it. If both drivers make it into SQ2, it might not result in anything, but I think, yeah, if one of them drops, maybe they will have a look at it. Daniel Ricciardo really needs to find some pace here. Otherwise, he's going to stay in this elimination zone. 30 seconds left. Everybody, it's about to get interesting. So let's see what happens. Old Man Vu, of course, saying, come on, Danny, let's see how he does. James Peter saying, Bottas is new race engineer doing the business there. Pretty sure that's why they have big mirrors, though. Indeed, as I say, the mirrors should be used, but race engineer clearly not letting him know early enough. Carlos Sainz has just finished up his last lap for the session in 4th position, so he should be safe for SQ2. But Daniel Ricciardo, right now, not so safe. Let's see if he's found some more time in Sector 2 and Sector 3 as he comes around that final hairpin. And in his V-Carb, needs to get it higher than 17th. He needs to be aiming for around 10th. That's where Yuki Tsunoda's just finished up 8th position. He's just finished up a lap for himself. Daniel Ricciardo crosses the line. He goes into 9th. Much better from the driver there. And he's managed to get himself, hopefully, into SQ2 as Hamilton crosses the line in 10th position as well. Right now, drivers in danger. The Kick Saubers, the Williams, and Gasly as Hülkenberg crosses in 14th. Alonso's in danger in 15th. He needs to finish up a decent lap for himself. Otherwise, he's going to drop out. He's currently on a lap. He's got a green sector in Sector 1, so it's looking good so far, but he can't afford to mess up as George Russell crosses in 4th position, a 128.3. Great from the Mercedes driver there, finishing up that lap there. Logan Sargent, the home driver, is good enough for last place. That was his finishing lap, and as per usual, I do have to question why on earth we have this American in the sport. Useless in 20th position, garbage. Albon, unfortunately, only finishes up in 16th. He's also in the elimination zone. Gasly and Bottas, the only other drivers possibly in that elimination zone. Gasly, though, the only driver to finish up. Alonso crosses the line now, just making sure he stays out of the elimination zone. My word, he goes into 2nd place, and Lando Norris as well, sneakily stuck into 1st place, by the way, as Piastri does also gets into 2nd. Look at that somewhere out of nowhere. We've got Norris and Piastri in the McLarens, 1-2. Alonso in 3rd in that Aston Martin. So great times right at the end there for those two teams. And Max Verstappen is only in 4th after that SQ1. Of course, he did make his way to the end of the track there quite late on. I don't think he was pushing too hard. But yes, both Williams, both Kick Saubers, and the Alpino Pierre Gasly out in SQ1. Leonardo saying there, nice lap, Magnussen. Indeed, I didn't even notice that as well. Stopped at 4th. I don't know why. 5th place for Magnussen. Brilliant for him getting up there into 5th. And Hülkenberg scraping by in SQ1, getting into SQ2. So Alex Albon has also been eliminated. Actually, he's now in 20th position as his lap was deleted for track limits. Doesn't really change who's down in the bottom 5. Both Williams right at the back of the queue. And considering how they were doing last season compared to this season, it really is quite upsetting to see the downfall of the Williams. I was really hoping they'd do a lot better, but unfortunately, not the case. So, Alex Albon, Logan Sargent, Valtteri Bottas, Joe Granu, and Pierre Gasly out of the session. Watching a replay of a Williams here. Does he get held up, or is this watching for track limits, perhaps? I think this is track limits. Oh, my word. No, that's why he just has to dive off completely. I think he knew that was going to be track limits. He just, cuts the corner completely, does Alex Albon, unfortunately. Dear. Adventurous Nomad asking if Charles touched the wall. I don't believe he did. Well, he did just very, very slightly in his front right tire. Maybe that's why he lost a little bit of time in that final lap there. He did indeed. Well caught. Just catches it ever so slightly. I think it's actually maybe his right rear tire. Let's see, just watching a slow replay here. That his right tire hits the wall slightly first, and then his front tire hits it as a result of just coming back onto it. So, we've still got all of the major teams and all the major players still involved in sprint qualifying so far. So no major names have dropped out as of yet. The expected teams right at the bottom there, the Alpines, the Kick-Saubers, and the Williams, all right at the bottom there. But let's see what happens in the next one, because Lewis Hamilton only finished in 12th, Lance Stroll only in 13th. So we've got two bigger players there, not finishing very high up in SQ1. So hopefully they can do a little bit better in SQ2 as well. Noval Porchita saying, so disappointed for Albon. He's better than this. I think also the car is not helping, which again, I will say for Logan Sargent as well. What really doesn't help is he's under pressure, but he's in a terrible car as well. But Alex Albon and Logan Sargent will be looking at themselves thinking, what on earth can we do to do better in qualifying and even the sprint tomorrow? Because right now it's looking pretty dire in that Williams team. And I wonder what James Bowles will be thinking about in terms of trying to get this Williams car back on track in Formula One. Valtteri Bottas looks very unimpressed in his Kick-Sauber as well. Not too keen to get out of the car so quickly. He just seems very, very dejected, I think, in that green machine. So we've got SQ2 that will start in just a little bit. It'll be 10 minutes long in total. Again, 2 minutes shorter than SQ1. Very, very short sessions, as we saw. Only good enough for really 3 decent laps for 12 minutes. You might be able to get 3 laps in for SQ2, but for SQ3, which is only 8 minutes long, I doubt very much that you'll get 3 laps in. Only 2 laps. But essentially, though, most teams tend to go out onto the track and not go back into the pits. They basically go out into the track and they stay there for the whole session to try and put in as quick laps as possible. So you go for a quick lap and then a recharge lap. Then you go again and then one more recharge and one more last time right at the end of the session. Does unfortunately result in tires being used a little bit more than they might want to. Luckily, they are the medium tires for SQ1 and SQ2, but in SQ3, soft tires only. Just one more time, looking at that V-Carb car as well. They finished in 10th and 11th, respectively, did Yuki Tsunoda and Daniel Ricciardo in those V-Carb cars, as they now know. And they've been asked to know as. So, yeah, let's see how they fare in SQ2. I'm hoping they can get into the top 10. It'll be fantastic to see the two of them in there. The car livery deserves it. But yeah, watching a replay here of Pierre Gasly. Let's see what happens to him in his lap. He finished up in 16th, unfortunately. The same part as Alex Albon. Oh, he just rides the curb a little bit too hard, and as a result, I think loses a little bit of time there. Might have even damaged the floor ever so slightly. That section right at the end of Sector 2, just before Sector 3, is so difficult, as we see so many drivers spinning around there, catching the floor a bit, the curbs quite badly as well. It's a dangerous part of the track. It's a really, really tough and difficult part of the track to get right, and unfortunately, when you don't get it right, it does end in a little bit of a disaster. So it's the one really, really tricky part of Miami circuit. And unfortunately, now we're watching some of those drivers do the walk of shame, as it's known, walking across the pits to the office there, the FIA, to go and finish up their session. They have to walk past all of the other cars that are still in the sessions, and they are out. Max Verstappen's looking very relaxed in his Red Bull car. And let's see how he will fare in sprint qualifying today. He only finished in 4th at the end of that session there. The Aston Martin of Alonso and the two McLarens really punting in their times around in front of the Red Bull there. Let's see how Max Verstappen will respond in this second session. If you guys, again, are new, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Please like the video, guys, as well. If you guys are joining us, we've got more than 200 of you watching, which is great to see. We certainly don't have 200 likes. So please, all of you, smash that like button if you guys would. It really does mean a lot. And also, whilst you guys are there, go and check the description of the channel as well. You can go check out our partner, BITDEFENDER, for all your cybersecurity needs. Go and get award-winning cybersecurity by clicking the link there and getting a big discount as well with our affiliate partner, BITDEFENDER. And SQ2 is underway. And we've got the Haas's making their way out onto the track, as well as Max Verstappen in his Red Bull. So only 10 minutes long is SQ2. Let's see how these guys fare. Most of these cars will be making their way out early, as does the slightly blue, now HP-sponsored Ferrari. HP, of course, signing a record-breaking deal with the Formula One team. And, oh my word, we've got a little bit of a poor release there by the Alpine of Esteban Ocon. Almost went into the wall. And almost holding up pretty much everybody in the pit lane there. Pretty poor release by Esteban Ocon there in his Alpine, but eventually he does manage to get his car to turn properly around. Hey guys, what do you guys think of this Ferrari the livery? Because I think it is dreadfully boring. I mean, I think they could have done so much more than they actually did. And they were looking at the fake marina. I mean, I never understand the concept of this fake marina. It is terrible. It is an absolutely terrible little addition to Miami. But anyway, they've got their fake little marina with 4 little boats parked in a dry spot of land. I'll never understand it. Very American, I feel. It's a bit like America, how they paint, spray paint grass and that sort of stuff. You know, very, very odd things that they all do. So all these cars on their outlaps right now, pretty much everybody's out of the pits already and making their way out onto track to complete some laps here in SQ2. I'm hoping to see all the big teams in the final 10. It's not me saying I don't want the smaller teams like VCarb and potentially, you know, maybe even the Alpine of Esteban Ocon and otherwise it's not like I don't want them in the top 10. It's just, you know, I like to see the best cars competing right at the top. You want to see the best teams playing against the best teams, essentially. So when you've got the small little underdog in there, you can sort of know when it gets to SQ3, they're not going to finish anywhere near the top. So you'd rather have the big names there in terms of seeing how high these guys can finish. But hey, everybody loves an underdog at the same time. So let's see how they fare as the laps are starting to get underway right now, as we're seeing a very, very quick Red Bull of Max Verstappen start a hot lap for himself with, well, actually, I think it's Sergio Perez, with his DRS wide open as he goes into turn 1. Let's follow him with 7.5 minutes remaining of the session. So into sector 1 he goes, the Sergio Perez. He reaches up to the mid-200s in kilometers as he goes around these windy turns in sector 1 before going into what I call like the miniature Maggots and Beckett's section in Miami there. The left, right, and then left again. Long left, which then turns into an even shorter left before heading into the DRS section for Sector 2. Purple sector there set by Sergio Perez in his Red Bull on, again, these medium tyres, which they have to use for this session. They'll move on to the softs in the next one. Alonso now also starts a lap for himself. Let's see where he'll finish up, and I'm very keen to watch Fernando Alonso do half decently here. The VCarb cars both also there. Let's see how they fare. Will they make it into SQ3? That is the great question. And yeah, let's see. God bless America, says Vertical Taco Seashell. Well, we are in America. That is their big phrase they like to say. So, fair play, as you were. Perez there gets very close to the wall there, but manages to hold on to it very well. Gets a purple sector for himself in Sector 2, but his first purple sector has been taken away by somebody. I can't quite see who it is yet, but yes, somebody has taken away that purple sector in Sector 1. It might well have been his teammate's not out yet, so it can't be. We'll have to see. As Perez now goes around, the final hairpin goes towards the start-finish straight to put in our first proper indicative time of the day in sector SQ2, and he goes first in a 127.865, so already into the 127s compared to the 128 that we had in SQ1. So quite a competitive time being set by Sergio Perez there. Fernando Alonso will want to try and beat it, as Hamilton is the one who seems to have beaten that Sector 1 time. He's got a purple sector there in Sector 1 in that Mercedes, so great to see from him, but he didn't finish very well in SQ1, so let's hopefully see that he does better in SQ2. As Alonso is finishing up a lap for himself, Ricciardo goes to a 128.1, That's really not bad for him. That's only 0.3 seconds behind the Red Bull of Sergio Perez. So quite a good lap there by the V-Carb driver as Alonso now crosses the line at 128.1. It's even slower than Daniel Ricciardo as Alonso. So yeah, Ricciardo put in a very, very competitive time there right at the top. 0.25 seconds behind Sergio Perez. Charles Leclerc, though, in his Ferrari, which a lot of people are supporting for this weekend, he's finishing up a lap for himself. Where will he finish? Sergio Perez put a 127.8. Charles Leclerc puts a 127.977, so almost a 128 dead. As Hamilton now finishes up a lap for himself. Will he go quickest? He does not. He's very slow in those final two sectors. He's brilliant in sector 1, but sector 2 and sector 3, he loses a lot of time. Only good enough for 7th position. As Carlos Sainz finishes up his lap, only good enough for 5th. So right now, we're seeing Mercedes struggling a little bit with Hamilton at least, and Russell as well. Only good enough for 8th and 9th. So they're really, really close to that elimination zone. And the two McLarens are about to finish their laps. Oscar Piastri goes into 4th position. Lando Norris has got purple sectors everywhere. He could put in a low 127 here. It's a brilliant lap for Lando Norris. Let's see what he puts in as he comes around the corner, and he goes in at 127.597, the quickest time so far, with only 4.5 minutes remaining. Brilliant for McLaren. These upgrades seem to be working very, very well. Really, really good to see. Brilliant, brilliant from the McLarens. They seem to have turned a corner. Hopefully they've got the race pace to match the sort of qualifying paces that they're putting in right now, but it's really, really good to see. Max Verstappen and Yuki Tsunoda are still in the pits. They're only going to do one lap attempt. They can't afford to mess up, can't afford for a yellow flag either, or anything to wreck their laps, but Max Verstappen's going out in a fresh set of medium tyres. He's got his helmet on, his special helmet for this weekend. I don't know if you guys know, quite dark blue and a little bit red. Watching a replay of Daniel Ricciardo's lap. Oh, he just slightly nicks that corner, that same corner, the final corner going into sector 3. Just nicks it with the right rear tyre there, but he's all good. He's just said, I hit the wall as well at turn 16, but it seems okay. Well, I don't think it affected his time because he's still up there in 4th position. A great lap time for himself. Yuki Tsunoda and Max Verstappen, though, going to be starting their laps very, very shortly. They're on out laps. Everybody else is going to cool down lap before starting their final attempt for SQ2. Big drivers that are currently in the elimination zone and at risk, Hamilton and Russell. Max Verstappen, of course, yet to put a lap in. He's also down there. So is Yuki Tsunoda and Esteban Ocon, also the last driver down there. Hülkenberg is very close to that drop zone. So is Stroll and Sainz. Alonso has gone back into the pits. It's a bit of an odd one. Hamilton's also gone into the pits. Ooh, this is gonna. They need to get him out there as quickly as possible. Hamilton's coming into the pits here very, very quickly. I think they're going to change the tyres on the spot. Indeed, they are going to change the tyres, hopefully on the spot. They're just cooling down the engine. He's just come in just to have a look-see. So they're just cooling some things down. He's gone straight back out. Bit odd for Mercedes. They don't have a lot of time to mess around here. So he's going to go back out as Lewis Hamilton. But yes, let's see how these guys can do. Very impressed with Daniel Ricciardo's lap there. Up in 4th position in that V-Carb car. Brilliant lap for himself. He's still quicker than a couple of big names there. Oscar Piastri, Alonso, Sainz, Stroll, Hamilton, and Russell. He's quicker than all of them. Brilliant, brilliant drive there from Danny Rick in that lap there. As Old Man Rouge says, Danny Rick on fire indeed. Hopefully he'll make it into the next session. It'll be great for his confidence. It'll be great for everybody at home. I know there's a lot of Daniel Ricciardo fans. I'm a big fan of Daniel Ricciardo. I would love to see him do well. He's not been having the best of times. And then he was doing half decently in the Chinese race, of course, before Lance Stroll decided to play some games with him. And saw the back of the car and thought it was a little bit too nice and decided to go straight into the back of it. As Max Verstappen starts his hot lap and his only attempt at a hot lap this session. He will not have enough time to start another one. So here he goes. Let's see how he fares in a fresh set of mediums. Will he break all of the times for Sector 1, Sector 2, and Sector 3 in terms of making them purple compared to Lando Norris, who's done that already? Let's wait and see. He's flying in that Red Bull car. And yeah, I'm sure he'll be looking to try and put his name right up there. He's gone slower than Lando Norris in Sector 1, 0.16 seconds down on the McLaren. So right now, he's going to have to do a lot of work in Sector 2 and Sector 3 to go quicker than the McLaren driver. But he's still got a lot of track left to do that. And we know Max Verstappen in those last two sectors just tends to really turn it up a notch. He tends to rather delay using the tyres as much as possible until the final couple of sectors. That's where he really pushes. Comes around the tricky sections, of course, in Sector 2. Now coming into that really tight section. He's just nailing the lines completely. Absolutely brilliant from Max Verstappen. How close does he get to the wall? Very, very close. But he does not touch it. Nice and clean from him. But he's still far down on Lando Norris. 0.4 seconds down. He still needs to find a lot of time in Sector 3. Only 50 seconds left of this this lap. Has he given up in this lap? Or is he still going? No, he's still going. He's just very slow, seems Max Verstappen, compared to the very top there. He still should be quick enough for SQ3. But hey, These McLarens seem to be much quicker, as Perez has gone second fastest, by the way. And Max Verstappen crosses the line now, only fourth, as I say, a 1:28.001, slower than Leclerc, Perez, and Lando Norris. So, not brilliant for Max Verstappen, but should be good enough to get into SQ3. But a little bit concerned, I might think, because he's got fresh medium tyres as well for that run. So, I wonder what on earth's happened there. Ocon is right on the time with Hulkenberg. Will he manage to get himself out of this elimination zone and force Hulkenberg down? Alonso also very much in danger. Race controllers noted Hamilton's pit lane infringement has been noted. So we'll have a see at that after the session, I'm sure, as SQ2 is now finishing in 3 seconds time. So everybody now finishing up their laps. This will be their final laps. We've got both Mercedes and Yuki Tsunoda in the elimination zone. I don't think Yuki Tsunoda is going to get out of it because I think he's finished his lap. Ocon finishes. He's definitely out. Alonso is 1.1 seconds down on Norris, but I think he should be safe. Luckily, because I think there's enough drivers between him and the elimination zone, and he should be safe if he doesn't go anywhere quicker. But Daniel Ricciardo's finished up in 5th position. It's really not so bad. Let's see if anyone else goes a little bit quicker than him, but he should be good enough for SQ2, which is brilliant for Daniel Ricciardo. Carlos Sainz now finishing up a lap for himself. He's in 8th. He's a little bit in danger. Let's see where he goes, and he gets there only good enough for 8th. Hamilton says he hit the wall. Which means he's struggling. Will he get out of SQ2? He will not. Hamilton's out. Hamilton is out in SQ2, and he's not happy about it. And Russell, also his teammate, he's currently in the elimination zone. If he can't go quicker than his teammate, or he can't go quicker than himself, he's also going to end up in that elimination zone. Both Mercedes could be there. Indeed, they are. Russell could not go quicker. And both Mercedes are out in SQ2, 11th and 12th respectively. My word, drama right there. And oh my word, the Mercedes garage is dead quiet. Toto Wolff is completely bemused as to what happened there, and Mick Schumacher on his shoulder also just not saying anything. Yeah, my word. Very, very, very big things coming out of that Mercedes garage. Terrible for both drivers. We have our 5 eliminated drivers. Big, big news in the V-Carb team as well. Yuki Tsunoda, slowest driver out of the 15th, only down in 50th rather. Kevin Magnussen 14th, Ocon in 13th, the 2 Mercedes in 12th and 11th. Daniel Ricciardo, though, in his V-Carb, the big underdog, in 5th position. Hamilton saying, I've got nothing, man. Yeah, copy Lewis. Yeah, so we've been bumped. You don't say. Mercedes going out in SQ2, both of them, is big, big worries, because that's not just a driver problem, that's a car problem. As James says in the comments, Danny Rick with the best lap there by the underdogs. And as Lindy says, yo, Merck, not good. Merck has gone, has had a terrible session there. Which means that it's really opened up SQ3, because it means there's no Mercedes. So we're going to be looking at the McLarens. Lando Norris's time, by the way, is blitz. Really is blitz. 0.26 seconds quicker than Sergio Perez, who is in 2nd. So that McLaren, at least qualifying-wise, seems to be on fire. So I cannot wait to see SQ3 now, because we're going to see the soft tyres come out. And the soft tyres, of course, might suit the Red Bulls a little bit better. But let's see how these McLarens fare. So lots of big drivers still there. Lance Stroll managed to get into SQ3. It's a rarity these days. So he's managed to at least stick with his teammate a little bit. So we still have both Aston Martins, both Ferraris, both Red Bulls, both McLarens. But then the 2 outliers, Ricciardo and Hulkenberg, now V-Carb and the Haas. They're the 2 other drivers that we've got in SQ3. Daniel Ricciardo, I'm sure, will be extra chuffed. But let's see if he can maybe knock a couple of other people's off, because he's gone quicker than both the Aston Martins and Hulkenberg, as well as Sainz in that session and Piastri. I doubt he'll go quicker than Piastri in this next session, but, he could go 7th, 6th. That's already in the points if he manages to hold on to it. If he gets points in a sprint race in the V-Carb car, that's incredible. Yuki Tsunoda is storming down the pit lane. Does not look happy about having been eliminated, down in 15th position. Yeah, so he's really, really not too chuffed about that. Let's see a replay maybe. Does he make a big mistake? Oh, he does too. That's exactly why he ride the curb far too much at the end of Sector 2. That's where he loses all his time, and unfortunately that's the reason why he's been eliminated. But again, that's the risk you run if you only do one qualifying lap in a session. Max Verstappen and Yuki Tsunoda went out for only 1 lap. Yuki Tsunoda made a stuff up on his lap, and that's what happens. Make a mistake like that, gone. That's why I never understand the 1 lap strategy. You got to go more. You make a mistake, you might not make the mistake twice, but if you make 1 mistake, if it happens, that's you out. Lindiwe here saying, curious question. When people talk about the next Mercedes driver, why don't people mention Schumacher? He is their reserve driver, because Schumacher, at the end of the day, has not got enough experience, nor proof that he can compete right at the top there in a brilliant team. I love Mick Schumacher. I think he's a great driver. I think he's a really great human being. I'd love to see him back in a Formula One seat, but at the end of the day, it won't be in Mercedes. It'll be for a smaller team, at least in the beginning. Maybe Williams, replaces Logan Sargent. Of course, they run the Mercedes cars, Mercedes engines. So maybe Mick Schumacher comes in place of Logan Sargent. But Mick Schumacher is, of course, now racing, I think, in... trying to remember what is he doing World Endurance, or he's part of a team at least. I think he has found himself a team for this year, and Lewis Hamilton is so dejected in the pits. They're really not too chuffed in the Mercedes pit lane, and just doesn't know what's going on in that Mercedes team. Waves at the crowd, but he's really not too chuffed about his performance there. But yeah, Mick Schumacher, I don't think will go into that Mercedes seat anytime soon. I'm sure they'll fill it with somebody else first. There's a couple of other big names I'm sure they'd look to get in. Naval here, Old Man Vu saying, Daddy is ahead of Piastri. Indeed, he is so far. Naval Porquita saying, one lap strategy is too much of a gamble. As I said, it's the risk you run. Immortal 56 saying, where are the Danny Rick haters now? Well, it is only a sprint qualifying. Let's see if he can do that in qualifying tomorrow. And also, he's got a couple of races that he needs to get some points in. If he can get points in the sprint qualifying tomorrow, that's a huge plus for him. Massive, massive plus. He's bought himself a little bit more time in that Formula One seat. If he can get points in the sprint race as well as the race this weekend, that's a huge thumbs up to Danny Rick. And VCarb might well look at him and say, you know what, mate, you can stick around for a little bit longer because, quite frankly, that was brilliant. And so far, brilliant to get into 5th, as I say, already. So he needs to follow that up now in SQ3. He needs to get quite high up there. He needs to get at least 8th position. If he can get into 8th in SQ3, he'll consider that a huge success. I mean, getting into SQ3 is brilliant already. Really is brilliant. But he does need to still try and fight out for points because, you can go as high as you want. Without points, there's no real argument for keeping you there. So he's done himself a very big favor, getting nice and close to those points already for starting in the sprint race tomorrow, but he still needs to back it up in SQ3 now, which is going to get going in just a little bit, and then he still needs to actually race in the sprint tomorrow. So SQ3 gets going. It's 8 minutes long in total. It's going to get going in literally just a couple of minutes, if not seconds. I think it's really, really close to getting going. The crowd is very, very keen to see what happens here. Mercedes fans not chuffed in the crowd. Both their drivers are out already. But let's see what happens here. Quickly in the comments, guys, let me know which team, not necessarily which driver, but which team is going to be on the front of the grid for the sprint race tomorrow. Will it be McLaren? Will it be Red Bull? Will it be Ferrari, Aston Martin, VCarb out of nowhere, or Haas out of nowhere as well? Let me know in the comments as well which driver you think will be quickest in this SQ3 session, which has now got underway, and all the drivers are in the cars. They're not getting going just yet because I think they're going to go for a double push lap. I think you'll find everybody goes out for one push, go for a cool down, and then one more push again. 7.5 minutes is still too long. You don't really want to be the first one out there because what happens then is that you don't get as rubbered up a track. You don't get as good a line to follow. So one will try to wait as long as they possibly can without risking it too much. So we're not seeing any movement yet with almost 7 minutes to go in this session. Again, a very, very short session. But the moment one car leaves the pits, one imagines we'll have a mass exodus here. Noel Porfito saying, go Max. Yanni here saying, Red Bull will go to the top there. McLaren, but Red Bull wins races. True, very true. Cliff here saying Ferrari will in the front of the grid here. And Yanni saying Max will be the quickest driver. But again, I think he's got to deal with Lando Norris, and not just Lando Norris. Oscar Piastri showed he can do it as well. He's been a little bit slower in these SQ sessions so far, but we do know that Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris in these McLarens rather are going around a lot quicker than we've seen for a good while. So I cannot wait to see how they do. The Ferraris have not been too slow, but also not been too quick either. So I'm not expecting too much in this session from them. Maybe the soft tires are much better tire for them. So hopefully we'll see that now. Again, that's also another thing that we don't really talk about too much. The tires are changing now. We're going on to soft tires rather than the medium tires. We had to have mediums for SQ1 and SQ2. SQ3 is now only soft tires, which means that we might see a little bit of a different performance from some of these teams. We might see some quicker times from the Aston Martins, perhaps from the Ferraris, maybe even quicker times from the Red Bulls and the McLaren still. Kostjan Stout, I think that's how you say it, or Stout or Stouter, asking, are you broadcasting the sprint tomorrow? We are indeed, so be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can also turn on those notifications. You see that little bell icon? click it as well so you can be notified when we go live for the sprint race tomorrow. Reese will be covering that for you. He did the practice session earlier today. I've done the sprint qualifying. Reese will do the sprint race itself tomorrow, and I will be doing qualifying, the main qualifying session for the race, of course, tomorrow after that sprint race. So yeah, it's going to be a great couple of sessions tomorrow. Be sure to join us here on Forever Motorsports for it. And again, like the video now and like the video tomorrow when you guys happen to go onto it, as we're following somebody who's on a jet ski out there, because apparently that's more action out on the jet ski than in the pit lane right now, because we've got just over 5 minutes left. It seems everybody's only going to go for a single lap. They're going to go for one lap attempt. Everyone's still in the pits. It's not enough time for a double push. So, hey, it's interesting. We're going to have one lap to rule them all. See what I did there? Let's see what's happening. Old Man Roo saying, McLaren and V-Carb front row. I can dream. Yeah, well, what I'm assuming out of this front row, you're going to see Piastri and Daniel Ricciardo in the front man. I mean, the Australian fans go. I think this is one of the most passionate we've had. Immortal 56. Who do you support? Well, I say that. I mean, I support a lot of people. I mean, I've been a long-time supporter of Red Bull. When Vettel went there his very first season, I started watching it. I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was very, very cool. And I've been a Red Bull supporter ever since. And frankly, it's not my only team, though. I love Ferrari. I've always loved Ferrari. I love Aston Martin. I think they're such a cool team. They've got a rather terrible driver in Lance Stroll, but they've got Fernando Alonso, who's also one of my favorite drivers of all time in that car. He's arguably my second or third favorite driver of all time. Sebastian Vettel probably my favorite, but Alonso probably a close second or third. I really enjoy him, and he's there as well. I really, really want to see him do quite well. Yeah, McLaren, I've always had a soft spot for McLaren. When I was sort of half watching Formula One before I knew what it was, I was a supporter of McLaren because my dad was. When I started understanding it a little bit more, that's when I decided to go with Red Bull to be a little bit different. So my dad was a McLaren supporter, I'm a Red Bull supporter, my brothers are Ferrari supporters. So yeah, a very mixed family, a very mixed bunch of teams. So let's see now. As all these teams are finally making their way out, all these drivers finally making their way out, with just 3.5 minutes left of the SQ3 session, they are all getting out onto track to do one lap to see how high they can get up for the sprint race tomorrow. Predictions are coming in thick and fast in the comments section, and I would love to know all of your thoughts about the session so far. What do you think of Mercedes not making it into SQ3 altogether? And again, we've got one chance to predict who's going to finish where. The Ferraris, it seems, will be the last ones to cross the line, so that's going to be an interesting note. Maybe the McLarens, because I've just seen the McLaren leave the pits. I thought they'd already left, but the Ferraris are going very slowly in the pit lane. I think they're going to try and go over pretty much right near the end to see how high they can get up there. Andrew's just saying maybe saving the tyres. Indeed, it might well be saving the tyres for the entire weekend, of course. They've got a limited tyre allocation for the weekend. Leonardo saying, everyone for one lap, watch a red flag, screw half of them. Indeed, imagine somebody crashes out, or a yellow flag even, a proper yellow flag. Could ruin people's laps. That's why I never understand the one lap strategy, but saving the tyres, you've got to hope, you're going to risk it apparently. Immortal saying, nice, Vettel the GOAT. Indeed, one of my favorite drivers of all time, as I said. Noel Pucci saying, they're all going for one lap run. This is going to be epic. So let's wait to see the first ones coming across the line. It will be the Haas of Kevin Magnussen. He's not in still. Nico Hülkenberg. He will be the first driver to cross the line to start a hot lap in this race, session rather, with only 2 minutes remaining. And the Red Bulls will be following them. So they're going to try and set an immediate time. And if they get beaten, there's no beating it again. So here we go. The first driver starts. It's Hülkenberg going down the main straight, goes over turn 1 now and comes into sector 2. Well, not sector 2, but sector 1, going through that nice little complicated section. As now the Red Bulls start, Max Verstappen is following Sergio Perez. Sergio Perez has just finished the start, finished straight, and Max Verstappen coming around the final hairpin to now start his lap for himself. He's going to be followed by Daniel Ricciardo in that V-carb. So we've got 3 Red Bull drivers all right next to each other when they're going to put the times in rather. Followed by the Aston Martins, followed by one of the McLarens, then both Ferraris, then the last McLaren right at the back there. So let's see how these times come in thick and fast. Let's see how people fare on these soft tyres. A one lap to see how they fare and how they start on the grid tomorrow in the sprint race. Max Verstappen on the soft tyres goes around sector 1. Let's see how he fares as he's coming towards the sector 1 marker before starting sector 2. What time does he put in? Will it be purple? Will it be quicker than the cars ahead of him, that including Sergio Perez's teammate? It is quicker, 29.036. But if we see that purple line disappear for Max Verstappen, we'll know somebody's going a little bit quicker. Max Verstappen is going around very quickly with DRS, and he's going towards that slow part and gets up to 330 kilometers an hour before ending that DRS. So Lando Norris has now started his lap for himself, which means that we've now had all of the cars start their final lap, and their only lap for this SQ3 session with only 30 seconds left. Oh, Max Verstappen's made a small mistake. That might affect him as he finishes sector 2 at 1.026 second section there. He does make a small mistake. He doesn't seem to have lost too much time. Perez has gone around at 27.8, 127.876. We know Lando Norris has gone around quicker than that. So we're all watching this. Max Verstappen's going around with purple sectors. He's still holding on to this purple sector, so it seems Lando Norris is unable to beat it, at least in sector 1. Max Verstappen now finishing up sector 3. It's a 127.641. Can Lando Norris go quicker than that? Can Charles Leclerc go quicker than that? Those are the drivers that were following. Lando Norris is far behind. Did he make a mistake? He must have made a mistake. He's so far behind. Lando Norris, again, has ruined his chances. 0.86 seconds in sector 2. What on earth happened to them? Must have been in sector 1. Unfortunately for Lando Norris, the one-lap strategy is not going to be good enough, but Charles Leclerc, right in the back of Max Verstappen's time. He's only 0.123. He's got a purple sector in sector 2. So what's the Ferraris here, guys? They could be right near the top here. Max Verstappen has finished. Daniel Ricciardo's finished up in 3rd, just behind Sergio Perez, but he's been ahead of both Aston Martins, Lance Stroll and Fernando Alonso. Not good times from them. Hulkenberg in 7th now. Norris only finishes up in 6th, but Charles Leclerc, he crosses the line. Would he go quicker? Only just behind Max Verstappen. He's in 2nd position, but Charles Leclerc is still being followed by his teammate Carlos Sainz. Where will Sainz finish? Will he go quicker than Max Verstappen? No, he will not. He'll only be good enough for 5th. He's still behind Daniel Ricciardo. Daniel Ricciardo is still right at there, but the last driver to cross the line for this session is Oscar Piastri. Can he go quicker than Max Verstappen? No, he can't. He's gone slower, and he's gone 6th position. So the McLarens were not quick on the soft tyre. Lando Norris clearly made a mistake there. But what news we have for Daniel Ricciardo. Brilliant for him, up in 4th position. Looking at the top 10 here as we finish up this session. Max Verstappen in 1st in the Red Bull. No real surprises there. Charles Leclerc in 2nd, 0.1 seconds behind him. Sergio Perez in 3rd. Daniel Ricciardo in his V-car in 4th position. I said he needs to get 8, and I'd be really, really happy for him. He's finished up in 4th. The possibility of points for him tomorrow is really, really quite high here. And a brilliant session for Daniel Ricciardo, arguably his best in years, and that's going to certainly give him a lot of confidence. So chuffed for him. Carlos Sainz finishes in 5th in his Ferrari. The McLarens, I was really, really surprised with them and very disappointed. Piastri in 6th position. Lance Stroll and Fernando Alonso in the Aston Martin, 7th and 8th only. Lando Norris down at 9th. Must have made a big mistake somewhere around the track. And Hulkenberg finishes off our top 10, 0.8 seconds behind Max Verstappen. Brilliant session, very interesting. The Mercedes are starting not too far behind, actually, some of the major drivers now, because they had a bit of mistakes there. But yeah, I think there's still lots to find for McLaren tomorrow. Let's see what the race pace is for a lot of these teams tomorrow in the sprint. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen there. But as we go to the comments here, yes, Danny Rick, go Rick. Danny Rick with an incredible lap, as I say, and everybody seems to be very, very chuffed with Daniel Ricciardo, York, Max and Danny. Leclerc, great recovery considering FP1. Indeed, Leclerc, after having next to no time out on the track to get 2nd place on the grid tomorrow, is absolutely brilliant for him in that Ferrari, and hopefully the Ferraris can find some good race pace as well. Yeah, McLaren nowhere on the softs, it seems, as James says, so hopefully they've geared the car more towards race pace than qualifying pace, because if their medium tyres are quick, that's what they'll start on tomorrow, of course, in the race. One imagines the sprint race. If the medium tyre is their quick tyre, hopefully they can make a few positions and make up for this rather dismal SQ3 session that they have just had. Old Man Roo is very, very chuffed, of course, because Daniel Ricciardo is up in 4th in his V-Carb. What a brilliant, brilliant lap for him, as James says. Max shocked he's 1st and asking what happened to the others. That's because he did make that mistake. I said so. Right at the end of Sector 2 there, he had a bit of a mistake there, and I thought he'd lost a lot more time, but apparently not. Clips just say, good comeback for Ricciardo indeed. Guys, thank you so much for watching me here on Forever Motorsports. It's been a great session. Of course, you've been joined with me and myself, Mark. Be sure to go check out the channel sponsors in the description, that being BITDEFENDER and ExpressVPN. You'll join Reese for the sprint tomorrow, and I'll be there for the qualifying session just after that as well. Don't go anywhere. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the next video, of course, that you'll be taken to for the race tomorrow, and I cannot wait to see all of you and to see how this sprint race unfolds.